Well, at this point of the game, I suppose I arrived myself, and now my own memories start. Let me, however, bring one back to my cousin and my brother and myself. It is 56 years ago, and it was the occasion, and I think the last occasion, where all our family united and celebrated. And it was my grandfather's 70th birthday in the Hotel Eden in Berlin. And the opening ceremony was a play written for us on which the lines were as follows. I'm sorry, I'll say them in German first, and then I'll try and translate them. I'm not sure I can do that very well. The opening lines were,
Ach, Mutti, du wolltest du mir doch eine Geschichte erzählen.
To which the lady answers, but Liebchen, du musst doch die Mutter nicht quälen. And it means,
but mother, you were going to tell me a story, damn it.
And the mother replies, but my darling, you mustn't always bother your busy mother. That was, of course, none other than myself and my mother, who then finally succumbed to my pleas and told the story of the rise and to illustrious heights of our beloved grandfather, who in a sense we recognize as the patriarch of our family. Of course, you know that very little of that family is left. And my next set of remarks is really addressed not to you, our honored guests, but to the generation, not all of them, but to most of the generation that is following us. And those are my nephew, Timothy, who is behind the camera, my son, Sebastian, my son, Mark, and my cousin, Andrew, Egon's son. I think that this may be a good start to a repetition. In 8 years' time, you will have an opportunity of celebrating another 70th birthday. And I hope that after that, after a long interval, there will be many more 70th birthdays for you who have, in a sense, survived because we have survived. No occasion of this kind would be complete if I did not mention to us that the reason why Egon and I and my brother are here, alive and well, is because my mother in 1933 had the magnificent foresight and temerity and tenacity to decide that everybody else is out of step and she's in step. And that in step was that she went off as a voortrekker to South Africa alone, and then charged my brother, this was the first of 2 charges she gave him, to look after me and to bring me over as a little boy of 8 or 9, and George was 16, alone on that 8,000-mile journey to follow her and to escape from Europe and the Holocaust. Fortunately, she also persuaded my cousin Egon and his fiancée, and she persuaded George persuaded some of his friends who are still with us to join this small group of people who on the Watusi, a little German ship, sailed from Rotterdam, I think it was, or perhaps it was Bremen, to South Africa. It took us 6 weeks. We got there. George, some of those things which distinguish him as a person. Inventiveness, a love of the arts, a love of the good things in life. What she failed to pass on to him, she passed on to me and on to Egon. A love of music, a love of philosophy, and of reading, and also a love of the good things in life. Now, before I end, a personal note. In 1933, my mother charged my brother with the incredible responsibility, as I've already said, of taking care of me on this journey by boat to South Africa. I have never said what I'm going to say now to my brother, but I know that she charged him on a different occasion, and that was the year that she died. Because shortly before she died, we talked on one occasion, it was the only time we ever talked about this, the possibility that she might not survive her illness, which I knew to be a fact. And she said to me, "Harry Lyon, I know that if I'm not here anymore," I was 40 at the time, incidentally, "I know that if I'm not here anymore, George will always look after you. He's promised me that." Well, let me say, George, you have never failed that particular promise. 62 years and never failed.
Bravo. Bravo.